Welcome to today's Psych with Sigmund, where we delve into the fascinating world of psychology and explore the intricacies of the human mind. I'm your host, Sigmund, and today we're going to talk about a phenomenon that affects us all, the backfire effect. The backfire effect is a psychological concept that describes how people tend to cling to their beliefs even when faced with contradictory evidence. In fact, when confronted with information that challenges their views, they often become even more entrenched in their original position. This effect has significant implications for our personal and social lives, from politics and social media to education and relationships. To understand the backfire effect, let's take a step back and look at its theoretical background. One of the key psychologists who contributed to our understanding of this concept is Leon Festinger, who developed the theory of cognitive dissonance in the 1950s. According to Festinger, when we hold two conflicting ideas or values, it creates a sense of discomfort or tension, which motivates us to reduce the dissonance by either changing our attitude or rejecting the new information. Another important concept related to the backfire effect is confirmation bias. This is the tendency for people to seek out and give more weight to information that confirms their existing beliefs, while ignoring or downplaying contradictory evidence. Confirmation bias can lead to a self-reinforcing cycle, where we selectively expose ourselves to information that supports our views, making it even harder to change our mind. Research has shown that the backfire effect is a pervasive phenomenon that affects people of all ages and backgrounds. In one classic study, researchers found that when people were presented with evidence that contradicted their views on a controversial issue, they not only failed to change their opinions, but also became more confident in their original stance. This effect has been observed in various domains, from politics and social issues to science and health. So, how can understanding the backfire effect help us in our everyday lives? For one, it highlights the importance of approaching conversations with empathy and openness, rather than trying to win arguments or convince others of our point of view. By acknowledging the emotional and social factors that drive the backfire effect, we can develop more effective strategies for communication and conflict resolution. In therapeutic settings, recognizing the backfire effect can inform approaches to addressing cognitive biases and promoting more adaptive thinking patterns. For instance, techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy or motivational interviewing can help individuals become more aware of their thought patterns and learn to evaluate evidence in a more balanced way. Let's consider an example of how the backfire effect plays out in real life. Imagine you're discussing vaccination with a friend who is skeptical about its safety. You present them with scientific evidence from reputable sources, but instead of changing their mind, they become even more convinced that vaccines are harmful. In this scenario, the backfire effect is likely at play, driven by a combination of cognitive biases, emotional motivations, and social identity factors. To mitigate the backfire effect in such situations, it's essential to approach the conversation with empathy and understanding. Rather than trying to win the argument or prove your point, focus on listening to your friend's concerns and values. Ask open-ended questions that encourage them to think critically about their beliefs, and avoid being confrontational or judgmental. In addition to its practical applications, the backfire effect also has significant implications for our understanding of human thought and behavior. It highlights the complex interplay between cognitive, emotional, and social factors that shape our attitudes and opinions. By recognizing these factors, we can develop more nuanced and effective strategies for promoting critical thinking, empathy, and open-mindedness. In conclusion, the backfire effect is a powerful psychological phenomenon that affects us all. By understanding its underlying mechanisms and implications, we can develop more effective strategies for communication, critical thinking, and conflict resolution. Remember that the backfire effect is not just a fascinating psychological concept. It's also a reminder of our shared human vulnerabilities. We all have the tendency to cling to our beliefs, even when faced with contradictory evidence. However, by acknowledging and understanding this tendency, we can take the first steps towards greater self-awareness, more effective communication, and a more nuanced appreciation for the complexities of human thought and behavior. That's all for today's Psych with Sigmund. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.